Have you ever walked past a building and thought, what is this? Brick? Tile? Wood panels? Is that a fake grass on the wall? Actually, you can't quite put your finger onto it, but it feels like the building is a mood board gone rogue. Well, today we are diving headfirst into this mess of materials, why we use so many, why it can go horribly wrong, and how to make sense of it all. And yes, we will laugh a bit, because sometimes architecture feels more than performance art than design. Let's get into it. Why do we use so many materials? Let's start with the big question. Why do architects cram so many materials onto a single facade? Was there dare involved, or did someone lose a bet, or maybe the contractor's truck crashed into a showroom and we just used whatever spilled out? Fear of boredom. Architects are terrified being labeled of boring, so the material palette becomes like a dessert bar. Is this too plain? Let's throw in some corrugated metal, or maybe some reclaimed wood. Shine tiles, anyone? Minimalism is scary when you think every client wants maximum impact. Client expectations. Some clients equate material variety with luxury. Six finish. This must be an expensive building, and we nod along, adding marble, copper, plaster, cherry timber, or maybe glitter paint next. Also, we have a render magic. Everything looks amazing in a render. One click and boom, perfect light. Cinematic drama. But in the real world, rain, grime, budget cuts, and gravity. That gleaming resin detail, it's now yellowed and cracked. We all want to be big or Oma, but without their budgets, brains, or contacts. You're just trying to recreate Michelin star meal with gas station snacks. The ambition is noble, the result snacky. Every architecture office has that material library, and two samples they call to you. It starts with two. Suddenly you're cramming terrazzo, cotton, bamboo, and fiber cement onto one set little housing block. But I love them all. Anyways, social media positioning. Infinite scrolling creates infinite inspiration and confusion at the same time. Last night it was kinetic facades, but in the morning it's just Shosugi-ben. Your SketchUp building becomes a circus. Everything spins, sparkles, and reflects. Or what about compensation games? Small site, tiny budget. It's overcompensate with noisy textures, like putting a Lamborghini badge on a lawn mower. Nobody's fooled. But hey, A for effort. Anyways, there are peer pressures as well. You solved that award-winning project using 5 different materials. So naturally, you use 7. One-upmanship for architecture is real, just quieter and with more aluminum panel. There are also decision paralysis. You can't decide, use all of them. That way, you never really make the wrong call, just all the calls. Your building becomes like an architectural equivalent of a tasting menu made by 4 chefs who never met. There is also designing by committee. Client wants wood, developer wants glass, municipality wants local stone. The contractor only stacks stucco. You're stuck trying to Frankenstein it all into one cohesive story. There's a spoiler, it usually doesn't end well. Also, we have ego-fueled designs. Sometimes it's not about building, it's about the portfolio. You're chasing your next award, not the site's actual needs. You're stacking materials like badges of honor. Anyways, overcorrection syndrome. Was last project was too plain, so now every surface gets a different treatment. You're trying to balance the scales, but now it's chaos on steroids. Also, there is Pinterest effect. One board to rule them all. Only it doesn't, because that Moroccan tile next to the Nordic timber, next to the parametric concrete was never meant to be friends. Fear of simplicity. A simple facade feels too vulnerable, like wearing a plain black t-shirt when everyone else is dressed for carnival. But confidence is quiet. Complexity often screams insecurity. You can do all of this just because we can. New tech, new materials, new finishes. 3D printed glass reinforced with banana fibers and with a matte sheen. Sure, why not? Novelty over necessity. Where it goes wrong? Diversity is beautiful if there is a reason behind it. Otherwise, your building looks like someone wore everything they own at once. Not a fashion week moment, more like a toddler's dress party. There is no hierarchy. If everything shouts, nothing is heard. Your facade needs a lead voice, not a dozen soloists in a shouting match. Also avoid the bad transitions. Tone slamming into metal with a silicone joint, painful, no flow. Transitions are not extras, they are the story's glue. Also, not all materials age equally. Wood can age gracefully, composition panels, not so much. One turns into George Clooney, the other into a screaming teen with a cracked voice. Also, avoid scaling material mismatch. Small houses, giant material menu is like putting a spoiler into a bicycle. It doesn't go faster, it just looks silly. Your facade is telling 3 TV shows at once. Choose one, stick into it. Otherwise, it's architectural schizophrenia. There is also maintenance nightmare. That complex detail, now it leaks. That glossy finish, scratched. That fancy resin trim, sunburned. Over design becomes a construction site horror story. Anyways, there is also fake luxury. Some facades scream, look how expensive I am, but the details whisper, wishful thinking. There is also visual noise. A calm facade invites, a loud one yells. Visitors shouldn't need sunglasses to visit your design. Also, we have budget that spiral. Every material at cost and coordination and potential failure. Before you know it, your entire budget's eaten by facade drama. Short-term thinking is important. It looks cool today, but what about in 5 years? Trends fade, maintenance builds up. Just think marriage, not a Tinder date. Misplaced accents, that copper highlight, now it's green. That perforated screen, rusted shot. Know when a feature becomes a liability. Mixing too many materials can trigger code compliance nightmares. You're not designing it, you're just playing regulatory Jenga. You know those what they were thinking posts on architectural meme pages. Don't be that building. Team communication breakdown. With more materials comes with more consultants or more chance for misunderstandings. That warm beige, now it's prison gray. Facade as wallpaper. There is no depth. Just stick on layers with no connections to structure or soul. It's cosplay architecture. When material variety works, let's not be purist. Material variety can sink when it's composed well. Think harmony, not noise. Use materials to reflect changes in use, public, private, open and closed. Logic creates beauty. One material should take the lead, the others should support, like Beyoncé and her dancers, not 12 solo acts. Draw every joint. If you wouldn't post that junction on an architecture meme page with pride, it's not ready. Choose materials that age together, like a happy old couple. Just look around. What does your neighbor need? Are you adding value or shouting into the void? Your building is not a TED talk. Don't lecture, just listen. Just pick one narrative. Let every material play its part in the story. Don't try to express lightness, drama, sustainability, heritage, edginess, emotion, and innovation all at once. You're not writing an opera. Simple doesn't mean boring. Restraint is harder than chaos, but a clear, clean palette says confidence. Show off with discipline, not with glitter. Let your materials breathe. Too many textures crammed together, none of them can shine. Just give them space. Respect the craft. If you're using a tricky material, honor it with good detailing. If you're using pipe, be ready to fight on 4-5 fronts. Think skin, not screen. Use location-informed logic. Snowy climate, maybe you can skip the untreated wood soffit. Sunny coasts, embrace reflective materials. Let blaze guide palette. Also, you can use contrast for clarity. One material matte, the other glossy. One rough, one smooth. Let contrast define rather than confuse. Let shadows work. Good architecture plays light and shadow. Material changings can emphasize that dance, not compete with it. Budget brilliance. Constraints also lead to the best decisions. One expensive material plus one humble one equal thoughtful balance. Also, honesty is very important. Never use fake brick. Don't fake wood. Let each material be what it is, and your facade gains quiet power. The masterpiece. Peter Zumthor's term was just quartzite, quiet, timeless, and strong, like a monk meditating in the middle of TikTok dance. And this Herzog and the Muro Alpha Harmony. Brick base, sculptural glass top, clear rows, like a band with definite instruments, not four people yelling. The unexpected hero, that office renovation that used only fiber cement and raw timber, but nailed the proportions and transitions. It didn't need glitter, it needed guts. The rebrand fail. Corporate headquarters that changed branding mid-project, and now the facade wears two personalities like it can't decide whether it's going to be a board meeting or Burning Man. The happy accident. Student dormitory with limited budget and 3 materials, but the rhythm, jointing and detail elevated it beyond its price tag. Proof that care beats cash. The local star. That corner cafe that mixes recycled brick with polished concrete. Tight budget but tight detailing. Every coffee sip feels a little more architectural. The missed opportunity. The civic center with 5 cladding types, but no cohesions. You can feel the change orders baked into the walls. Before you reach for that 7th cladding sample, just ask yourself, does this tell a story or fill a hole? Will these materials still be friends in 10 years? Did I actually draw the junctions? Who am I trying to impress? And are they even real? Facade design is not about showing off, it's about lasting character. Material variety is powerful, but like all power, it must be used wisely, like Spider-Man. Done it right, it's a love letter. Done wrong, it's a ransom note. Thanks for watching. If chaotic facades give you emotional damage, like, comment and share. And remember, mind your transitions, know your palette, don't fall for render catfish, respect gravity, detail like your building's life depends on it. Thank you for watching, until next time, have a nice day, bye.